DoorDash Dash Beginner's Guide. When you tap your phone to get tacos at 9 p.m. on a Tuesday or restock your fridge without leaving the couch, there's a good chance DoorDash is the company quietly moving that food from a kitchen, a grocery store, or a convenience aisle to your door. Today we're going to walk through what DoorDash actually does as a business, not the stock, just the company, so you can understand it before you ever look at a chart. Quick note, this is educational only, not investment advice. So what does Dash actually do? DoorDash calls itself a local commerce platform, which is a fancy way of saying it's a marketplace, an online place where buyers and sellers meet for stuff that needs to physically travel a short distance to reach you. The company has three main revenue streams. The biggest by far is the U.S. marketplace, which brought in about $11.5 billion in 2025, roughly 84% of total revenue. That's the food, grocery, and convenience store orders you place on the app. DoorDash makes money there in three ways: a commission fee from the restaurant or merchant, a delivery and service fee from you, and a $9.99 a month subscription called Dash Pass that gives members free delivery and lower fees. The second piece is international, which brought in about $2.3 billion in 2025, up 71% from the year before. That growth jump is partly because DoorDash bought a UK and European delivery company called Deliveroo in October 2025. Internationally, DoorDash also operates under the brand Wolt, which it acquired in 2022. Together, Wolt and Deliveroo give DoorDash a footprint in more than 40 countries. The third piece is the newest and arguably the most exciting: advertising, now running at over $1 billion a year. That's restaurants, grocery brands, and packaged food companies, think Coca-Cola or a national snack brand, paying DoorDash to be featured in the app, similar to how Amazon sells ad slots on its product pages. Across all three, DoorDash now serves more than 100 million customers a year, with 56 million people using the app every month and 35 million paying subscribers. So who does Dash compete with, and how does it win? In the US, DoorDash has about a 67% share of food delivery orders, which is by far the biggest. The main competitor is Uber Eats, which is the food delivery arm of Uber. Uber Eats is well-funded and dangerous because it can subsidize delivery using profits from Uber's ride-hailing business, so there's no easy winner-takes-all outcome here. Both companies are likely to coexist for a long time. Internationally, DoorDash competes with regional players, which is exactly why it spent over $3 billion to buy Wolt and Deliveroo, to leapfrog those competitors in Europe and the UK rather than try to build there from scratch. The company's moat, which just means competitive advantage, the thing that keeps rivals from catching up, comes from three reinforcing pieces. First, fulfillment density. DoorDash has 900,000 merchants signed up and a huge pool of gig economy delivery drivers it calls Dashers. Once that network exists in a city, a new entrant can't easily replicate it. Second, network effects, which means the service gets more valuable as more people use it. More consumers attract more merchants, which attract more Dashers, which makes delivery faster and cheaper, which attracts more consumers. It's a loop that strengthens itself. Third, data. 3.2 billion orders a year teaches DoorDash's software how to route Dashers efficiently, predict demand by neighborhood and hour, and target ads. Founder Tony Xu has also talked about a fourth advantage that's becoming more important in the AI era: a proprietary catalog of billions of physical local items that AI systems can't simply scrape off the public internet. That said, food delivery has low switching costs. It's easy for you to open Uber Eats tomorrow, so DoorDash has to keep investing to stay ahead. What are the key drivers for the business over the past 5 years? Three forces drove DoorDash's growth over the past 5 years. The first is scale leverage on a massive order base. Annual orders went from about 290 million in 2019 to 3.2 billion in 2025, roughly 11 times larger. When you're moving that many orders, your fixed costs, the software, The corporate overhead, the engineering teams, become a smaller and smaller percentage of each order. Routing software gets smarter and delivers 2 or 3 orders in one Dasher trip instead of one. That's how a money-losing startup turned into a profitable company. The second force is the rise of advertising as a high-margin business. DoorDash went from essentially zero ad revenue to over $1 billion in about 3 years, the fastest any consumer platform has hit that milestone. Margin-wise, ads are way more profitable than delivery because there's no driver, no insulated bag, no restaurant commission to share. The third force is DashPass, the subscription program. Subscribers went from near zero at the IPO, when a company first sells shares to the public, to over 35 million today, including subscribers from the newly acquired Deliveroo. Subscribers order what Tony Sue calls a couple times a week instead of occasionally, which means DoorDash captures a much bigger share of how a household eats. The subscription itself is roughly break-even per order, but the much higher order frequency it unlocks is what makes the math work. To wrap up, so that's DoorDash in plain English, a local commerce platform that connects you with nearby restaurants, grocery stores, and convenience stores, makes most of its money in the US, is expanding globally through Wolt and Deliveroo, and increasingly earns high-margin revenue from advertising and from its DashPass subscription. As a learner, 2 things worth keeping an eye on going forward are how quickly the Deliveroo acquisition gets integrated into the rest of the company, and how the advertising business continues to scale. Both will shape whether DoorDash stays a delivery company or grows into something broader. Again, this was educational only, not investment advice. Now you've got the business, the rest is your homework.